What it does is basically acts as a host for user controls. So I can come into one of these and I can maximize this one item, and you can see that the animations are in there in order to move the tiles around in an orderly fashion. Once this one has been maximized, then I can come and scroll through each one of the other items. I can close them off, I can minimize them, and then they go into sort of a list view. I can drag these around and kind of reorder them and have a lot of control over how and where everything is placed. Getting it set up is pretty easy, so let me go ahead and show you how it's done. Inside Visual Studio here, I have a few things that I want to show you before we start writing some code. So this is the window that will host the tile panel. And like I said before in the demo, what it does is it basically repeats user controls. So we've got this user control here, which is pretty basic. And all we're doing is showing the person's name. So when we pass in a person object, it'll take its name and display it in a label. And there's that label highlighted right there. The code for this is pretty simple. Basically, within the constructor, we're passing in an instance of the person class. And then once it's loaded, we're setting the label's text to the full name of our person. So it's pretty basic as far as the user control is concerned. Where it gets fun is, let's go back to the main window, and then from in here we can drag in a tile panel control. So we'll bring this in here, and then what I'll do is use the tooltip here and tell it to dock in the parent container. And I want to change the ID just to be something a little nicer. We'll just call this tile panel. So now when we go to view the code, what I want to do is start working with it once the window's been loaded. And the first thing I'll do is just go to my person repository and pull out some people. Going to need a using statement in our models. And from here we'll just we have a list of the people. And once we have those people, then we can start to do something with it. Now we need another using statement here. We need to bring in infragistics.win miscellaneous, and then that gives us access to the ultra tile class. So what we'll do is create a new tile for each one of the people and add it to the tile collection. So let's call that tile. So for each one of the people, we will create a new instance of the tile. And the constructor will take a caption, so we'll just say person full name. And then the tile is also looking for a control. And this control will be a new instance of our person panel. And that's the user control that I showed you before. And all we'll have to do is pass in the person. And all the work then is delegated off to the user control of how to do any sort of displaying of information. And then for the settings on the tile, we're just going to say show close button and set that equal to true. So there's a custom enumeration here that we're using. And so defaultable Boolean, and we'll say true. And then finally to the tile panel, add to the tiles collection. And then pass in our tile. And if we go ahead and run this, we'll get a build error. Why? Oh, well, because I have my demo running still. So let me close that off. Now let's try that again. So there we go. There's our tile panel, and it's got a new tile for each one of the people in our repository.
Infragistics. On the web at infragistics.com.